You feel that way right now? You're trying to fix something. You're trying to repair something. Maybe it's your marriage. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your ministry. Maybe it's your own life. You're just trying to get closer to the Lord, and it seems like you take one step forward and take 3 steps backward, and you don't understand why that's happening. You're just a bit overwhelmed. Well, just know this. Even the best and most godly people get discouraged at times. So if you're discouraged, just know you're in pretty good company. Moses was very discouraged on multiple occasions, and it's recorded in the Bible. David, oh man, he got discouraged. You read about it in many of his Psalms, where his heart was overwhelmed. Elijah was so discouraged, he wanted to die. Paul the apostle was discouraged, and the list goes on. You get discouraged, I get discouraged. It often happens when a project or a plan or a relationship is not going the way we want it to go. Because it's easy to start something, it's not as easy to finish it, right? When you're being discouraged, this is a big one now, don't miss it. When you're discouraged, put your eyes on the Lord. Put your eyes on the Lord. See, when we take our eyes off of the Lord, we will get discouraged, because there's going to be times when you're misunderstood, misrepresented, unappreciated. People may impugn your motives and even say things about you that are not true. So what do? Give up? Well, if you want to do what the devil wants you to do, by all means, give up. The devil's 2 favorite words are give up. And some of you have been thinking about giving up today. Some of you are thinking about giving up on that marriage, giving up on that ministry. Some of you have even thought about giving up on your Christian faith because you've been disappointed by things that have come your way. But what I want to say to you is, don't give up, get up, and keep your focus on Jesus Christ, and you'll get through this.
I'm saying this because if Elijah got discouraged, you're going to get discouraged. I know y'all don't want to admit it, but there's somebody on your row who's discouraged. Life discouraged you, the challenges of life discourage you, the problems of life discourage you, your job discourages, your marriage discourages you, your finances or the lack thereof discourages you. You have issues and problems, or you are in a place of discouragement. And I need to talk to you today because we are all bound to face discouragement. In my own life, I've had seasons and periods and moments of discouragement, and yes, even depression. With all of the success I've had, God has enabled me to have some great success in life. I've accomplished a lot of things. With all of these accomplishments and great things that God has done, even in my life, I have seasons of discouragement. But I've learned how to capture it. You know what I learned? I learned that discouragement is the prerequisite to depression. I've learned that I gotta nip discouragement in the bud, because if I let it live, if I let it hang around, it will bloom into depression for me. And some of you today are depressed today. Some of you are living in seasons of depression and moments of depression and challenges of depression. And some of you are discouraged, and you're allowing the moments and seasons of discouragement to frustrate you and hurt you and keep you demotivated. But we're coming to kill that demon today. Somebody tell your neighbor, we're going to kill that demon today. Tell them we're not going to let that demon control us. We're not going to let it frustrate us. We're not going to let him hold us down.
Listen to this. You see the smiles on your face? He said joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. So when you get down and you start thinking about how dark it is, I want you to remember everything your mother taught you that was good. And that replaced all the negative thoughts I was having. Because joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. Well, now, you got to take that concept and apply it to your life. If joy and depression cannot reside in the same place, when you get depressed and you get discouraged, you got to replace it with joy. And what more joyous than gratitude? What has God done for you? Didn't you wake up today? Ain't you still breathing? Don't you have some measure of health? Ain't you working? You may not have the car you want, but don't you have a car? Ain't you eating groceries today? You ain't homeless. Now, when you start tripping and you get depressed, you got to go into yourself and come up with some gratitude. Once you get grateful, you can't be discouraged and grateful at the same time. You cannot do it. That's how you come back every single time.